Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, welcome back to my channel. Glad that you guys have all been watching up till now. I'm going to try something a little bit different this week, and I'm actually going to sit here and chat to you about where I am in the whole training process and what I've been up to just outside of flying. Just to give you a little bit more of an insight of what I actually get up to besides just the flying stuff. And obviously we're going to talk a little bit about flying and what the plans are heading up in the next couple of weeks. If you guys have read my bio, you will all see that obviously I'm an engineer by profession, and I also am quite actively involved in voluntary search and rescue. And I'm actually the operational commander for a voluntary search and rescue unit, and the last couple of weeks have been fairly busy with the search and rescue stuff. So in between the flying, I've been running around rescuing people. It's been quite a taxing time, I must admit. We had 2 rescues in 2 days. One of them, unfortunately, was a young 16-year-old girl who decided that she had enough of life and jumped off a cliff, and we worked quite hard to save her life. Unfortunately, she didn't make it through the night after the strenuous rescue effort. That was really sad. That took its toll on all of us. I personally took it quite badly. I hate losing patients, but part and parcel of the game, I suppose. Anyway, while I'm talking to you, I'm busy actually cooking some dinner. I need to just add it on here. Some good, wholesome, free-range game sausage. Known here in South Africa as boerewors, or farmer's sausage. It's I think this one's kudu. It's a nice big antelope. Anyway, let's get back onto the topic at hand. So yeah, besides the crazy rescue stuff, and again, back onto rescue before we go past it, we had one recently now where an aircraft crashed. Guys made a very silly mistake and crashed into some sugarcane. And echoing Trent Palmer's video this week, it's a sober reminder of how quickly and how simply crashes happen. Ridiculous mistakes in this case is they lifted their flaps before adding power on an aborted landing. Obviously then got into a powered on stall, and yeah, went in a bit pear-shaped from there. Obviously we have been doing some flying, as you've seen in the last couple of videos. We're doing a lot of touch and goes at the moment, and as interesting as it is for me to see my progress and actually be able to see how I'm progressing and how I'm changing my approaches, how my circuit work is improving, remembering radio calls. I forget them all the time. Luckily we're at an uncontrolled airport, because I'd be in the world of crap if I was at a controlled airport. And Striker was pretty happy with the fact that he says my stick pressure is now improved to the point where he feels comfortable to let me do the full approach, which is really great. So I didn't want to do another video this week of the flying, of the touch and goes, circuit work and stuff. I felt it would be a little bit boring, so I thought I'd just show you a little bit extra. We have done some work on the aircraft. We have done carbon fiber wing root covers. Obviously in one of my previous videos I did some carbon fiber wing root covers, but I wasn't happy with them. I cut them a little bit too short, and I actually made a real botched job of it. So I made some new ones, which I think came out quite nicely actually. They They're a little bit deeper, so they cover the wing bolt. They cover the whole, exposed area of the wing root. Come down the windshield quite nicely. You molded it over everything so it fits quite nicely. Sealed that in with a little bit of silicone, and they're working quite well. Other than that, we fitted a gimbal. I thought that would be quite a nice addition to have a gimbal, get you an idea of actually how we're flying. It's not just a fixed cam inside. We did that. We wired that into the aircraft, and then obviously fitted the camera. We just tested it out last weekend with the flying, so we've got a little bit of tweaks and mods to make. But yeah, the gimbal's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm just going to let my dog out. She's being a pain.
What are these things doing?
They're just hanging around there. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
I don't know where the Nduna is.
Get a little nervous. Those things are fucking solid. Well, they're getting closer. Well, they should bail. I'll just have to do a few low passes.
No.
Alrighty, we're good. Okay, so wind is going straight directly into us, so that's cool. And temperatures and pressures are good. 60 green, and trim half flap. Transponder zipper, so direction 300%. Radio and lights, and these assholes are getting closer to me. Oh yeah, fucking.
Yeah, take it away from them.
Yeah.
Get going.
Okay, cool. Let's go. We're good. I'm good.
Go for it.
Right, light the fires.
Good.
Other than gimbals and carbon fiber, the aircraft is still going quite well. We've got that audio issue that obviously you guys have noticed in my previous videos, where we've got a large amount of static in the camera. We think we figured it out. So essentially what is happening, I'm using a GoPro 2 camera that's on loan to me from a friend as my internal camera. And the point of the GoPro 2 was to record audio, because it's got a 3.5mm jack in the side, which allowed us minimal interface, just a simple plug into the intercom system, and that would record audio. But being an old GoPro, the battery life is pretty terrible. The battery lasts 15 to 20 minutes at best. So we figured, we figured that what we would do is we would install a power supply in the aircraft to power the GoPro, so that the GoPro would be permanently powered, therefore negating the need for a reliable battery, and we would then just plug in the audio. But what we didn't realize was that somehow in the whole system, as soon as you plug in the USB, the camera starts to hum, and that humming gets picked up on the audio line, and every now and again we would pick it up in our headsets, but not recently. The headset audio is clear, it's absolutely crystal clear, but the actual GoPro audio, when you put it onto the computer and we start looking at it, it's terrible.
So where you catch your speed?
Back flapped, and we can maintain our climb.
So we do a whole lot of audio tricks. We actually remove the audio from the clip and filter it and adjust its levels and try and kill off that static. But in all honesty, it's actually a bit of a pain, and it's taking a lot of time up. So what we've done now, this previous weekend, we tried a whole lot of different things. So we tried a car charger, still had audio static. Tried a different aircraft power supply, static. We've got a USB charger on the instrument panel, plugged into that, static. The best of the whole process was a power bank. Plug the power bank into the camera, still static, but not nearly as high a level as we were getting before.
You can catch the kettle before.
Yeah. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to power up and zoom over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good sync rate, I think.
That's lekker. It's very lekker.
So the power bank worked the best, but it's a bit of a pain because you can't secure it properly. So it applies tension to the camera, then the gimbal stutters. So we've got to work a way around that. I think for now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually record the audio separately on a little MP3 audio recorder or cell phone or something, so that, and then just leave the camera be and just leave it plugged into the aircraft as it is and just not worry about its audio in that. With that one, we'll just remove the audio. So we're getting around that. Obviously now this had led me to think that maybe I need to replace my intercom in the aircraft. So I was looking up some intercom options. So I think in the next couple of months or so I'll be replacing the intercom. I'm also hunting down some bush wheels. They are absolute effort to find in South Africa. They're not very popular. Off airport landings are not something that's widely done here. We can't land on public land. It's completely illegal. We can only land on private land. So yeah, so bush wheels are not the most popular thing, and most airfields are actually quite well maintained, but you don't need them. But anyway, I still want to set. So we're hunting those down. Buying them from the States is easy enough. Freight is really, really expensive, and apparently there's some freight restriction on aircraft spares to South Africa at the moment, so I was advised by 2 freight companies to just hold off for a while. So we're doing that, we're waiting. I've asked the local agents here of Aero Classic and of Goodyear to try and find them for me. So we'll see how that comes about. What else has been happening? Not a whole lot of much. Oh, we got a few of these made. Let's bring it up closer. So that's a flight suit patch. Those are pretty cool. We got a couple of those made up. I sent a few of those to Corey Robin and the Flying Cowboys the other day. Hopefully we'll see those floating around in their videos. Otherwise, yeah, we'll be back at flying this coming weekend. Hopefully, I guess we're going to do some more touch and goes weather dependent. That's another thing that's happening at the moment, is fighting with weather. Some summer months in Africa are quite unfriendly to the aviator. The afternoon storms, they start building around about midday. The storms start building, so we get a lot of thermals. It's very uneasy. The wind picks up. We very, very rarely have anything more than about 3 hours of flying between about 6 a.m. and about 9:30, maybe 10 a.m. at a push. So that's a bit tricky at the moment. So at the moment I'm getting somewhere in between 1 and 2 hours of flying on a weekend, just purely because of the weather. This weekend weather doesn't look the greatest. Looks like we've got rain for Saturday, so hopefully it will be high ceiling rain, which will allow us to fly, because we won't have thermals and we won't actually have that much wind. So that will be cool. Friday afternoon doesn't look too bad. We'll maybe get an hour in on Friday if the wind doesn't pick up. So sometimes we get some decent weather in the evenings in summer to fly in, but the winter months here, April through to September, are the best to fly. Unfortunately, never quite got all my ducks in a row and paperwork sorted out for that to get flying in the winter months, but we're getting there. We had about nearly 13 hours. I'm at 12.7 or 12.8 hours in at the moment. Should be going solo at about 15 hours. If it all goes well. I must admit I'm still not 100% confident of not having an instructor sitting next to me. So I prefer the instructor. It gives me a sense of security, even though every time I look at him he's playing with his texting or making a joke or looking out the window. He feels comfortable with my flying, and he's feeling that I'm progressing at a good rate. Obviously, it just comforts me that he's there and he's listening to the aircraft and picks up when I do silly things like tap off too early. In the coming weeks, hopefully we're going to get as much flying in as possible. Still need to write my exams. I'm actually just going to do those in January. So in 4 weeks' time, I'm heading off to Australia for a month. So we won't be flying for a whole month. It does make me a little bit nervous not having any stick time for a month. I'm going to probably need a refresher when I get back. So from 7th of December, we won't be posting any flying videos. Well, I'm going to try and do those. I'm going to try and post really rudimentary travel vlogs of, bits here and bits there. Obviously, I'm probably going to do it off my cell phone, so it's not going to be the greatest, but we'll try to make sure that we have the weekly uploads going, and we will film as much as we can and just post a video of the travels. I'm hoping to get to a few airfields, and I'm actually hoping to maybe find my bush wheels in Australia. I did buy Stall Speed VGs in Australia. They are waiting for me when I get there, so they are a fraction of the price that they in Australia than they are here. So I will be bringing those back and fitting those in early January. So up until then, we've got 3 weekends of flying available before I leave. So what's left on the cards before I can be left alone to my own devices for a while, I've got to do a dual cross-country navigational cross-country of 90 minutes. So that'll obviously come up in Jan as well when the weather's a little bit better. For solo, then I've just got to do solo circuits. Once I've done the dual cross-country and I've done enough solo circuits, and then need to do solo cross-country. And then that's pretty much everything. And then just build the hours, write the exams, and get my license, which was the ultimate end goal. But in the meantime, I will keep you guys up to date with as much flying and otherwise as I can. And obviously your support is greatly appreciated. Liking the videos is wildly appreciated, and obviously every subscriber is awesome. Do interact. I do make a point of responding to every comment in my videos. So if you have a question, you want to know something, you have criticism, constructive or otherwise, you have some pointers, please do make the comments. I'll read every single comment and I'll reply to every comment as I can. But yeah, so thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't. See you next week.